Congresswoman, if you could expand on your tax policy, your tax plan, specifically the freeze of $11.6 billion a year.
Yeah,
But how do you account for inflationary raises in Medicaid spending, teacher raises every year, state employee raises, they're built in every year to the budget?
Well, this year, for example, we're getting almost $3 billion extra in the general fund. So in theory, you could do this in far less than 5 years. You could do it in 2 to 3 years if we keep having the kind of growth that we're having right now. We are the #1 fastest growing state in the country. And that means we have record revenue coming in year over year. That doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. And so that's why the state is more flush with cash than we ever have been. The other thing we can do is looking at pausing or eliminating earmarks, some portion of earmarks, whether it's a third, a half, 2/3, or all of them. There was one year we went from 30 million earmarks to like 700 million in earmarks. So those are just the basics, and it's pretty simple math, and you can do it by just digging into the general fund over a couple of years and doing a permanent refund that way. Yes, sir.
Congresswoman, you teased at perhaps Congressman Norman joining forces with you.
He said he wants his lieutenant governor to be road czar, and he's here somewhere. So I asked him to be my road czar. He keeps turning me down, but he's a great conservative, and I've enjoyed serving with him in Congress.
Do you anticipate he'll take you up on your offer?
We'll see who makes the runoff. I mean, he's having a good time right now in the polling. He's doing pretty well. So we'll see where it goes.
It was the moment that allowed him to respond, gave him some extra time.
Should have said his name a few more times. I enjoyed that.
What was the strategy behind giving him?
No, he
seconds?
forgot the road czar thing, and I like the road czar, so I thought I would bring it up. I mean, it's a great idea. There are lots of great ideas from a lot of the candidates on stage, and that's something that I support that he's put out there, and I like it. I like to hear him talk about it, and I want him to be my road czar.
Congresswoman, condolences to you and your family. I guess talk to us a little bit about where did you find your strength to go from tonight to get up on stage and to debate?
It was hard. I will tell you, I teared up backstage before I got on stage. I'm wearing a pin that my father had on one of the last suits he ever wore. The flag pin that I have tonight is from him. And so it is very difficult. And 2 nights from now, I won't make the next debate because we'll be burying my father. But it gives me great solace because he wouldn't want me to stop. Someone needs to carry on the Mace legacy. My father was a war hero. And as he passed away, I was reading him testimony of his soldiers that he had never heard before, from a firefight in Dongzai in 1968, where he received the Distinguished Service Cross with V device. I uncovered about 6 months ago new testimony and new diagrams and new maps we didn't know previously existed from the Department of the Army. And be able to sit there with him and tell him he was a war hero and to carry his legacy forward means a lot to me.
There was an array of questions and topics in tonight's debate, but was there anything, walking away, any key topics that you didn't get to talk about that you would want people to know?
We didn't talk about affordability or cost of living. Corruption was touched on a little bit. We could spend more time there. We could spend more time on energy. So this winter, when we had the winter storm, the state told folks, when you wake up tomorrow morning, don't turn the lights on, because we have an energy crisis. Last summer, in the hottest week of the year, the state turned off 2 or 3 different facilities because the state couldn't handle the impact on the energy on the grid statewide. I've been working on the energy crisis for the last 6 to 9 months. There's a company that I learned about that has backup generator technology. That is kind of a Band-Aid we could utilize, the state could utilize it if we had some deregulation. But energy is a huge issue. I want to bring LNG to the state. There's investment sitting on the sidelines. If we can get more pipeline from the Marcellus Shale in West Virginia, for example, on down here, it's only 300 miles to Greenville. I'm very much a policy wonk, and so having 45 seconds to answer a policy question is very difficult, and I wish we had more time. I wish it was 2 hours and 2 minutes to respond so we could really dive into details of the policies that matter to the voters.
Congressman, if you talk about the cordiality, it seems like it continues since the first debate too. We talked about it after the first debate too. Tell me your approach to the debates and how you think it went when it came to everyone kind of being pretty respectful tonight.
It was great. You want us to fight? Like, what do you want a food fight on the stage?
Well,
no.
It seems like there's different talk on social media versus what we see in person sometimes.
Well, I mean, I'm very busy. I'm not looking at what my opponents are doing. We're ahead. We are the leading candidate for governor, and my focus is making sure that the voters know where my policies are. As I go into their runoff, I want to make sure that I get everything out that I need to, and work very hard for the people of South Carolina. So I'm not looking at what's going on other people's pages on social media. I'm very busy in my job in Congress, raising my kids and making sure that I win this governor's race, and I work very hard to do so.
Your internal polling has shown your favorable, unfavorables change, I think, from January to March.
Dramatically.
Yeah. has there been a shift in your strategy of how you present yourself?
You want to ask me about strategy every time we
I
get here.
do.
And
I
I'm not
want-
gonna, I'm not
I
gonna
gotta
tell you how
try.
the magic is made. I work hard. That's it. So, anything else? Last question.
One last thing, President Trump was mentioned at least 10 times during the
Uh-huh.
debate tonight, considering where things are with him in the polls, depending on who you want to believe, but knowing that South Carolina is
He
a
polls
red
well
sta-
here.
is a red state.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a factor do you think the president is going to play in this election?
Well, he's not endorsing any candidate in the governor's race, so that's off the table. I have a great relationship with the president. In fact, I texted him last Saturday over what was going on in Iran. I've been very vocal about the Iranian conflict and other issues, and I communicate with him as frequently as I feel is best. So, thank you so much.